promise that I did not steal my presentation from Seth. But we had kind of, it sounds like, some similar experiences, but thankfully I actually already had unique IDs for the digital objects. So I'm going to speak briefly about what happened when someone asked me how to get thumbnails for our digital objects to display in the new ArchivesSpace public user interface. So where it began, after our migration to ArchivesSpace, which is a different story that you can hear a little bit more about today at 1 o'clock in the East Gallery, we did already have digital objects with persistent links to the objects in our digital collections repository. And we had recently converted our image server for the repository to Mirador and IIIF. And I knew that we could generate thumbnails using IIIF, so that when I was asked about that, that's where my thoughts immediately went. So right now, if you click on that little icon that says digital object, that's what you see if you have a digital object for an archival object, which is, you know, it's good, you got a link, you got a way to get there, but it's not like the prettiest thing. So how was I going to do that? Haha. I knew what ID I needed to get there. So we had those handle links, and but I did not have the actual ID, which is this bottom one, to get. So I don't know how in-depth I need to get about that, but our repository is built with the actual image objects related to the descriptive object. So I had to resolve down like 2 levels to do that, and I had one of my colleagues help me with a script to do that. But anyways, I got the IDs I needed for the images, and I was able to, okay, that's the URI for my script. Sorry, since my slides just kind of have some truncated, there we go. Okay, so once I was able to resolve down to the ID I needed, I was able to have a little CSV file that had the URI of the digital object, the handle link that I could use to, that I would use later, I'll show you, and the actual image PID I could use to generate the IIIF link. And so now, using the ArchivesSpace URI API, I located the digital object, replaced that handle URI with a IIIF thumbnail URI, created an additional file version within that digital object that had the handle URI. So I didn't lose that handle URI, I just made an additional digital object, and you can adjust some data in there with, you can't see it in here, but there's some settings that you can see in my Python script that will show you how to kind of have 2 file versions and make thumbnail appear, and you click on the thumbnail and it takes you to the digital object. So I send it back through. Come on. Post it back, and aha, there we go. So now we have this instead of that funky little digital object icon. And you can click on that image and get to, why am I putting it that way? And it'll take you directly to our digital collections, the digital collections version of that object that has all the additional metadata. So I was able to, I keep pointing the wrong way, able to even reuse that script. Oh, you can't see it at all. There's a letter there, I promise. I was able to reuse this script, so when we went through and we were creating new archival objects and digital objects, I was able to reuse that logic and that script to create thumbnails for a large collection of letters. So I got all that done. I felt like this. I'm so happy. Okay, there we go. So my code is up there. You can tweet me there. You can email me. I'm always happy to talk about ArchivesSpace and the API. And I shared this more as an encouragement to others learning how to do anything new. Like I'm not a programmer, and I've learned how to use the API and write Python scripts very incrementally, very elementary level. So I just want to kind of inspire others to try something new, try to learn how to do anything new, and you can find yourself gaining more confidence and finding some more programmatic ways to find and implement solutions to some of these larger scale problems that you might have. So thank you.